Welcome back to Elden Ring. In this video we are going through the best class for beginners, so the best starting class in Elden Ring. I've previously done a video on all 10 of the classes in the game, and it was kind of like a guide to help you out with which class to start with, but this is going to be dedicated to specific classes to start with, what not to start with, instead of focusing on all 10 of them. And just quickly, before we get any further into the video, if you're not currently subbed to the channel, make sure you do sub, turn notifications on. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like. All support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to support me further as a creator, then check out the links in the description, and let's get into it. So, before we get into the classes, there are two that I believe you should start the game with if you're new to the series of Dark Souls and stuff. Elden Ring is made by From Software, who make Dark Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne. They even made Demon Souls, so they make incredibly difficult games. Elden Ring is no exception. I've seen a little bit of gameplay now, and it's going to take a little bit of perseverance. You're going to have to be patient, you're going to have to put effort in, you're going to have to master mechanics, all that sort of stuff. So if you are new to the series, the class you do not want to start as, unless you're trolling, you want to become more frustrated, all that sort of stuff, avoid the Wretch at all costs. Yes, you're going to start off with 10 stats across the board. It's going to allow you to build exactly how you want to, but this class is typically used for challenge runs. Things like that, and if you're a veteran of the game, or you've been playing for a little while at least and you know what you're doing, then it'll be a class to pick. Or if you just want to go through a lot of pain and suffering, you want to absolutely struggle, trying to get used to the game, chucking yourself in at the deepest end possible. If you don't want any of that, you want to have a little bit of an easier time. Not going to say an easy time, the game's going to be tough. But if you want to make some natural progression and not hold yourself back because you chose the hardest class in the game, avoid Wretch. It's by far the toughest class to get into these sorts of games using. So, in my opinion, the two classes that you should pick if you're a starter, they are going to be Astrologer and Vagabond. Vagabond being by far the easiest, but Astrologer also giving you an easier time as well. Some people might want to switch Vagabond out for Samurai. Samurai is going to have a lot of dexterity, fairly high vigor, endurance and strength, whereas Vagabond, being probably the best class for someone new to the series, Vagabond is going to have incredibly high vigor, fairly high dexterity and a lot of strength as well. The thing is, if you go Vagabond, you've got a little bit more faith. If you go Samurai, you switch out one faith point for one arcane, and arcane is your luck. The thing that makes the Vagabond a lot easier is the vigor stat. Vigor is 12 on the Samurai and it's 15 on Vagabond. Vigor is going to be basically your health. The higher that stat, the bigger your health bar, the easier it is to stay alive in the game. So you might have higher dexterity with the Samurai, you might have a little bit of better luck, but the Vagabond is going to have the strength, still got decent dexterity, and has more vigor, so your survivability is going to be higher. And then the second class is the Astrologer. The reason being, you've got decent dexterity, so with vigor being something that increases your health, dexterity is also going to be incredibly helpful. Especially if you're running a class like Astrologer, because it boosts the attack power of dexterity scaling armaments, it reduces the casting time of your spells, so you cast faster, it reduces your fall damage, and it even makes it harder to be knocked off your horse, so dexterity is going to come in incredibly helpful. You have very good mind and very good intelligence. The reason I would recommend this class for a beginner is because the Astrologer is going to be based around spells and magic. So you're going to be a caster. That means when you're facing bosses and any typical enemy in the game, you're not going to have to go up close and personal. When you get close to these bosses, they will tear you a new one, especially if it's your first time attempting to take this boss down. So with the Astrologer, it gives you a little bit more room to breathe. Your dexterity is probably still high enough to carry some weapons, but overall you're going to be focusing on casting magic, so you're going to be able to keep your distance a little bit more, and I believe it's going to be very, very powerful in Elden Ring to run magic. It's going to kind of create some cheeses here and there because you can keep your distance from a boss, and you'll probably be able to take a couple down without them ever hitting you. So as I said, if you're new to the series, if you've never played a Dark Souls game or anything like that before, steer well clear of Wretch, and I would say either pick Astrologer or Vagabond. Samurai would be close to Vagabond, but I would pick Vagabond over Samurai purely because of the Vigor. So steer well clear of Wretch, pick Astrologer or Vagabond. It's going to give you the best time to start your adventure in the world of Elden Ring. That is also going to wrap the video up. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.